Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Teen Shallot, and today I'm going to be talking about what if Issei was betrayed part 2. Sorry for putting this off. I felt like there was like a lot of complicated situations, me getting grounded, and as such I wasn't able to use my phone as much, so I couldn't really record. I'm sorry about that. It's not a good excuse. I could have just stole it, recorded it, and then had it banned for a month, but I don't want that. So let's just get on with it. I'll give you guys what you deserve. So where we last left off, Issei had just popped off. He's flaunting his power, showing Sizrex that he can stand up to this devil, that he will become the best, the strongest dragon in the whole world. And so here's Sizrex, right? He sees Issei, and he's wondering himself, what happened to that perverted kid, the kid that everybody liked, to turn into this man that he's seeing right in front of him. He looks so different, so much more mature than he used to be. And that's saying a lot. Now, Sizrex did not really want to acknowledge this, but he had to in any way possible. And so he decided to do what he thought was best. He went towards Issei and he tried to give him some kind of like assistance and try to ask him a question. He said, "So, Issei, it's been a while." He's like, "Yes, it has been, brother." Shizurus was shocked. Issei had never actually called him brother, so it was a bit of a awakening to know that Issei still looked at him as a brother, no matter what happened. Issei asked Sizrex a question. He said, "Did they tell you? Do you know how I died?" And Sizrex said, "Yeah, you killed yourself due to bullying at the school." And that Rias and everybody else said that they don't know what happened. Issei became mad. Real mad. The fact that they even lied to their brother, did not even tell him the truth of what they did. Oh no, they should be ready to run. And so that's what Issei did. He went to Sizrex and he pulled him over and he said, "Look, I'll talk to you, alright? And we need to go to this private place. I can't talk to you out in the public. I need to keep the image up that nobody else can approach me. Do you understand, Sizrex?" And Sizrex said, "Yes, I do understand." And so Issei took him off to a realm where basically he would be alone and there only two of them could talk. And so Sizrex asked, "What do you want to say?" And so Issei told him about his life, what happened, how he went through the way he did, how it went for him. Sizrex was shocked. He could not believe what Issei had went through. He was disowned by his parents, just taken for granted. Everybody abandoned him when they needed him, when he needed them the most. He was appalled and he was angry at Rias. He was very angry. Rias had never told him this. No, she lied to him. How could she? He believed in her, always told her that he would be there for her. But no, this is what she did. Sizrex was angry. He was letting out a lot of power. And if Sizrex went into his true form, Issei would have to go to his highest form to beat him, because this man can kill God and everything with his highest form. He can kill like a lot of the Greek gods as well. So picking a fight with Sizrex at full power is not something many would do. And so it was at this time that Issei realized that it was good that he kept good relations with Sizrex. He did not want to deal with such a powerful entity right off the bat. And so he went forward and he said, "Sizrex, calm yourself." And Issei let out a bit of his power to show Sizrex that it's all fine. And so Issei said, "Look, it's fine. I don't forgive them. No, they will die. Yes, for sure. I know you don't want them to die. I know you want them to do with justice on themselves. But Sizrex, I got to let you know, man. I can't let them. After everything that they did to me, you can't expect me to let them go." Sizrex realized what Issei was saying, and he knew Issei deserved it. He deserved revenge from those that wronged him. Otherwise, it would ruin his reputation as a king. And so Issei went forward and he said, that he's the principal of the school. Everybody is wondering what's happening to him. And so he said that he has adventures to go on, but he will be with Azazel for now, his sensei. Sizrex it was a hard pill to swallow for Sizrex, but he understood what Issei meant. Sizrex knew that Issei trusted Azazel more than he would trust anybody else, because Azazel was always there for the young man. So Sizrex would not blame him, and he went forward and he just gave him a hug, and he said, "Alright, Issei, I'll miss you." "Yeah, I'll miss you too, brother. If you ever want to visit, just visit. I'll be there. And bring Grafia too. I would love to see her sister." And so Sizrex left in a happy mood, along with Issei. They came back, and Sizrex said, "We're leaving." Now Arias was like, "What do you mean we're leaving? I thought you came here to help me out." And that he slapped me. And then Sizrex went forward to Arias and said, "You deserved it." And he just gave her a cold glare. Such a cold glare. Rias had never seen this kind of cold glare before. It only showed to people that Sizrex saw as an enemy and did not trust. And so she was shaken to her core with this stare. And she just left him alone after that. Did not want to incur his wrath. And she turned towards Issei. And she said, "Issei, come back to my Parage. Please. I'm sorry for what I did." Issei just did nothing. He just stared. And she said, "Issei, come on. Join my Parage. You know what? If I beat you in a battle, you can join my Parage. And if you win, then I'll leave you alone forever. And I'll leave you alone. And won't ask you to join the Parage. And won't annoy you." And then Issei said, "Look, Sizrex, I told him that I would kill you." And that he seemed kind of hesitant, but he knew I would beat him in a fight. "So I suggest you don't fight me right now, little Rias, or Miss Grammary. That's all you are. I don't acknowledge you as Rias. I only acknowledge you as Grammary, and only treat you as such due to your family name. Outside of school, that's all you'll be treated as a Grammary. Nothing. You will never be treated as Rias. To me, you are dead to me. Never speak to me again." With that small declaration, Rias started crying. She went down to tears. She couldn't believe that the person that she believed in all this time just said all these things to her. She knew it was kind of her fault, but she just didn't know how bad she screwed up by dealing with Issei, the next person to become the Dragon King after he beats Old Man Tannen. Right now, in this universe, Tannen is still the Dragon King. So he's not anything different. So don't worry about that. So Issei went and just sat down. Or no, he went back to his house. But he brought Akeno. No. He brought Irina and Kaiba with him. And they wondered, "What do you want to talk with us about?" And Rios was like, "Why are you taking them?" Issei just stared at her. And she knew that if she followed him, she would not remain unscathed when she left. And so Issei went to his house and he said, "Arna, Kaiba, I forgive you." And they were shocked. They didn't know that they were seeking forgiveness. They never knew. And he said that, "I know you guys are sorry. Both of you said the least to me. Said the least of what happened. You all just stood by and listened. Kaiba, I know you were forced. I know you were a nice guy. You would never say all those things. I had time to contemplate. I've been keeping watch on you guys. I've seen what you've been going through, what life has been challenging you with. And I've got to say I'm proud of you. You have all grown stronger than I ever thought you could. Irina, you become an angel. That is a highest honor that anyone could ever receive." I'm so happy, Kaiba, you have become a middle class to almost high class devil. I'm proud of you as well. And I was wondering whether you would like to join my Parage. Now, Kaiba was surprised. He didn't think Issei would actually let him join his Parage. And so he wondered, should he go and do it? Should he have his evil pieces from Rias removed and join Issei? Now, Issei said, I'll give you a week to contemplate on it. Now, guys, here's what I'm asking from you. Later, I will post a poll where I'm going to ask you whether you want Kaiba to take out his evil pieces and join Issei's Parage, or for him to stay and just become a good friend and stay as a brother status. And so that is my poll. Next, my another second thing, I want you to go to the comment section below and tell me which ship. Irina was one of the best, one of the nicest people that Issei ever knew. She barely said anything. And so I was wondering if anything could blossom from this. And I think, yes, something could. And so I decided that maybe Irina or maybe Kurika, both. It depends on what you guys want. Remember, she's an angel. If she joins the Parage, she'll become part dragon. Remember, he's a dragon, not a devil. No, his evil pieces will make him he's gonna create a new faction, basically. That's what I'm saying. So during this 7 days, he's gonna create a faction. So he goes over to Shizrek-sama's. He goes to his brother's house after that. After he teleported them back to where they belong. Yes, Issei can teleport to heaven. Issei's OP like that. So it's decided that he would go back. And all was good. All was good, looking good for Issei when he went back. And he saw his brother Shizrek. He saw Rias' Parage. He saw the Leviathan Sama. He saw Azazel. He saw, oh man, Michael. It's getting kind of hard to remember all the names. All right, so he saw Michael, Azazel. He saw which zone is Seraphil? Yes, and he saw Shizrek. Those are the 4 great Maos, right? Actually, no. Who's the other one? Damn, I keep forgetting. Okay, never mind. So basically, he was having a nice time, enjoying life. And basically, he saw Shizrek. And he was wondering, hey, Shizrek, how you doing, bro? And Shizrek was surprised. He didn't think he'd see Issei so soon. And he said, I'm doing great, brother. And Seraphil's like, who is this hunk over here? And Med, you're wondering, should I pair him with Seraphil? I am saying yes. Practically because there's not that many ships with Seraphil anyway. And so, usually people go for Seraphil because of her power. And not many are strong enough to be on par with her or stronger. And so she could find some kind of enticing into being with the dragon. Because dragon are known to be intense lovers. And you know what I mean by intense. And so Issei went forward and he kissed her hand. And then he went and shook hands with all the rest of the council. And he said, hello, my name is Issei Hyodo. And Azazel leapt up and he rushed forward to give this young man a hug. Because it's been a while since he's seen Issei. And he's missed the kid. He always remembered him. Always tried to look for him. Try to find him. See where he was. Issei said, I'm sorry, Sensei, that I wasn't there when you needed me the most. And Azazel said, no, it's okay, Issei. I'm sorry too. You needed me and I wasn't there. You were under depression. I should have helped you. Sorry for that. Issei said, it's all fine, Sensei. I don't blame you one bit. The only people I do blame is Rias and her Parage and the whole school. I kicked out all the perverts. I hate perverts now. So Azazel, I would like you to, keep the pervertedness on the down low. Alright, I want us to stay friends. So Azazel said, for you to say anything. Everybody was surprised. They never knew Azazel would try to not be a pervert. And so Azazel kept this to himself. Of course, he was not going to make it publicly known that he was not going to be a pervert. Because he wanted it to be a surprise for Issei. And so, So basically what happened is that Issei went forward and he said, alright, I want to ask for something, Sizrex. And Sizrex says, anything for you, Issei. And then Issei said, I want to create my own faction. Now Sizrex was surprised. Create his own faction? There were rules to that. And this is one of the most sacred things to ever happen. Creating one's own faction was not something taken lightly. There had to be deals done. Things had to be moved around. There had to be land given and taken. And it turns out, when Issei went to a bank, he found out his inheritance. And it turns out, he is actually a descendant of one of the original angels and fallen angels. So basically, in reality, Issei is OP and he has like an OP inheritance. So basically, Issei gave them this knowledge. He said that he found out he's a descendant of the original angel. He's a descendant of God and the original devil himself. And he's wondering, man, and then they're wondering something must have happened for this communion to come together. And Issei said, you're not wrong. So basically, it turns out that someone from God's side, like an angel that came straight from God, and like a devil that came from Lucifer, got together. And basically, they created it. And basically, they couldn't use powers because of the communion, but because of Issei's untapped potential and his dragon parts, because of him being part dragon, he was able to unlock the inner part of his powers. So Issei is OP. Yeah, just like immensely OP. There's like no words. And so Issei just goes and he tells them all this information about his family tree and how he's actually a real descendant. And so they just don't confuse us anymore, and they say, okay, since you hold this much power, they feel like he should be part of the council. So Sizrex got to deal with it. He got started right on it, and he started creating land. He started moving around land. He said, where do you want to be situated? He says somewhere in the mountains. Usually that's where dragons nest and live. And he decided that may be a good place to start. And that's what he did. Issei moved around a lot. You know, he had great fun. He started recruiting a lot of dragons. Yeah, he recruited dragons. It's not uncommon because he wanted to become the next Dragon King. So since he was creating a whole separate dragon faction, he was seeking out asylum first. He asked any dragons that wanted to join this faction that were treated badly under the Dragon King Tannen could join his faction. He set up advertisements everywhere he thought dragons would be. A lot of Welsh dragons came in. There was like a lot of dragons underneath volcanoes, dormant, waiting for a new king or a new faction to take place. I would harbor them. And a lot of them came. When the news came out that a new dragon faction was coming in, Tannen went to survey it himself to see if this would be a rivalry or if the other would ask to become the new Dragon King. And so he went and he saw Issei, and he's wondering, I sense Drake in this kid. He must be the Red Dragon Emperor. And so he was correct. Issei is the Red Dragon Emperor. But what he doesn't realize is that Issei is just OP. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm saying OP a lot. It's just that it's true. He is. He's like stupidly overpowered. Oh, damn, no. And so Issei went forward up in the sky. He went in to put on his dragon wings. He went up to Tannen. He said, I sensed a threat to my kingdom. Who are you? And he said, have you no respect? I am the Dragon King, Tannen. And then Issei said, I only give my respect to those who deserve it, those have garnered and have won my respect. You, I do not know you, so you do not have my respect. Respect is only given to those who deserve it. What have you done for me to give you the respect that you deserve? And Tannen was taken aback. He was used to be given respect, even though not many knew him in the first place. He he boasted that he had met Great Red himself, which Issei found a bit suspicious. Because he should be dead, because he met Great Red himself. Great Red helped teach him along with Ophis. Now, Ophis is not a lolly in this one. She's a mature woman, and very like tall and stuff. Okay, stuff. That's what I meant. Stuff. And so Issei went along with it, and he saw 10. He's like, okay, damn it. And so Issei just started, and he just stood there, and he said, okay, how are you alive? And Tenon was wondering, what do you mean, how am I alive? You met my best friend, Great Red, and you're still alive to tell the tale? How does that work? Well, it has something to do with, I think I met him by accident. I tried to attack him. I was very young, brash, and it turns out that he didn't even notice me. And what is this about you being his best friend? What, you don't know? Great Red himself taught me. Why do you think I'm so OP? And he's like, oh, I didn't know you were OP. Well, shame on you. So Issei just said this, he left Tannen. Tannen was just standing there, wondering what the hell just happened. And he just left. He did not want to deal with any more crazy just now, so... And then he was wondering, okay, it's, never mind. He just went back. He just went back home. He decided, maybe I'll just take a break from all this. I might be going a bit senile. And so, why am I stuttering so much? Maybe it's because I was super unprepared for this part, and I just like, I'm just gonna wing it. And so, Issei went back to his faction. He went and he saw Arna, and he's like, have you decided to join my faction? Arna said, yes, I have. And so, Issei said, that's great to know. So, are you ready to take the oath? He's like, oath? Yeah, that's how you're gonna join my Parash. We all take an oath of happiness. And basically, any who follow the oath will be under my protection for as long as I am alive, which will be a long time considering I'm part dragon. And so, Issei said, I am the bone of my... I'm just joking, no, you did not say that. Otherwise, it would be cool if you did. And Issei said, Arna, speak these words, repeat after me. I am a passer. I am a servant of the Lord himself. A killer of the devils themselves. A ruiner to all those that seek asylum. I am and forever will be a dragon. I hold the pride of a dragon, and no one shall stand in my way against my conquest. And so Issei said this, and so did Irna. I know this one did not make sense, and you're right, it doesn't make sense. So I just felt like putting it in there. So that's what Issei did, and he told Irna that Irna did the oath and everything, and then he said, now you are a dragon. And so two set of dragon wings popped out from her back, and she now had, 6 angel wings and then like 2 dragon wings, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. And so he just went along with what Irna said, and he had a nice time. He had a nice time catching up with Irna, talking about life, how it went, who he trained with, and basically all that. Irna was surprised to hear that Issei, trained with Great Red himself, was practically as strong as a god, and that he had no qualms with killing anymore. Or she didn't even know if Issei had qualms about killing in the first place. And so she just went along with what he said. And then Issei said, okay, why am I stuttering? This is so... Okay, so Issei said, Arna, I was wondering, how would you like to live with me? Arna took this by surprise. She didn't think Issei actually had it in him to ask if she could live with him. She always thought of himself, that guy who just was so shy about everything. And so she decided, why don't I think about it? I'll give you the answer by Sunday. Right now, it was Friday. Yes, this whole what if was like, I don't know, how long? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, 25 minutes long over 5 days. Yeah, just talk about 5 days because I'm stuttering and I'm just talking for way too long. And so, Issei had okay, you know what? I'm just going to end it here. Arn had a great time with Issei. Issei had a great time as well. Rias was crying herself to bed along with the rest of her prosh except for Kaiba. Kaiba was feeling happy, unnaturally happy, to Konoko, who seemed to think, what was he so happy about? They just lost Issei. He shouldn't be so happy. And she realized that maybe something was happening that she did not know about that was happening to Issei. And so she decided to just go along with it. She went and started following Kaiba. And she found out that Kaiba was actually going to where Issei was. And was now adamantly following him and seeing he was meeting up with Issei, having a nice time with him and Irona, going around cool. Gradually, over time, during these 5 days, Issei now has a whole separate plot of land. He met with the great Tannen himself, though Tannen is just some kind of mere pushover to Issei now. And that Tannen is not even scary. He doesn't even deserve all that, praise that he's been given. And so, Issei just went and he said, nah, okay. And he just went to sleep. He was wondering what was going to happen on Sunday. That was when Kaiba and his best friend, Irona, were going to give him his answers. He was wondering, would they say yes? Or would they just not? He really hoped they said yes. He really wanted to get to know them better. But fate had other things to do, had to say. In another part of the world, there was a mysterious man, a tomb awakening. There were many threats, there was many prophecies about this man. He was going to hell itself and kill demons for days and eons. He's been alive since World War II, 1945. He's been alive for thousands and millions of years, never feeling full happiness, never realizing his dreams to actually live other than a slayer. He is known as the bane of all demons' existence. The portals are opening up once more. The dragon faction is rising up from the ground, and the Doom Slayer will come back with revenge to seek against the person that put him in there. He has come, and he is ready for revenge. This is all that I've got. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. This is Teen Shallot, out of here.